Hello everyone, nubkeks here, and welcome back to Nub Raids, where we're kicking off Monday with loads of news. A couple of small bits of this, like teasers, came out over the weekend. I haven't done videos on them yet, but we're doing videos on them now, basically as everything has begun, and we've got tons of stuff. Heroes Path of the Weekend, Titan event, which has started right now, CVC and CVC events, which are massive bait, or are they? We'll see, we'll see. But yeah, let's go through everything. We've so much to cover. So first up, we have the Ace Reporter Titan event. This was leaked, but I mean, when the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, when that event came out, this was leaked, I think, on the iOS store or something like that. And it was called the Ace Reporter Titan event and everything, which is definitely lending a lot of credence to the Heroes Path being potentially for Leonardo and a deck of fate for Raphael. Although I do wonder, they might flip them. They might. We'll see. We'll see the Heroes Path. A bit of info here today already. Anyway, this is going for 2 weeks and 4 days. And if we jump over to Plarium Play, we already have lots of info on the events that are coming for the next little while. So here we go. The Ace Reporter Titan event has started. There's still a Sand Devil turn attack going on, but it's not related. Today, Fire Knight, Turn Attack, and Gear Hunters, which is the new version of Dungeon Divers. They are both tied in. There'll be Gear Enhancement, which is the new version of Artifact Enhancement, coming tomorrow alongside CVC. Shredder's Wrath Tournament will have pizza points in it for the Titan event. Dragon Turn Attack, a Champ Training Tournament. And then we zip on ahead. We can see a little bit more as well for the whole end of the week. There will be a Heroes Path event. That's a big one. Classic Arena, Ice Golem, I think it's Turn Attack. It is Turn Attack. And another gear enhancement. So it's like a fusion, but turn attack versus other stuff. Now, one thing I will say, don't worry too much about turn attack. You don't actually need a crazy team. It's basically just a regular enough tournament. Like, if your team for a dungeon absolutely sucks, then yeah, you'll lose some points. But you don't need to do them on the highest level. You don't need to do, like, it as absolutely fast as possible. You can be actually a good bit slower than the maximum speed and you'll still get most of the points, so it's not too bad. But yeah, obviously farm the highest stage you can, the fastest you can. Make sure though that it's 100% consistent, and there you go. You'll be able to jump in and hopefully do it. So yeah, I think the turn attack tournaments aren't too bad. I'd say one thing to watch out for example with Dragon, people tend to use food champions in there, but it can slow the run down. Generally don't want to do that too much during the turn attacks, but let's see, does it overlap? Does Dragon overlap with Champ Training? Yeah, it does actually. Dragon does overlap with Champ Training, so I guess if you got lots of energy and time to run it those couple of days, you could overlap them. But yeah, that's sort of everything that's happening. I would expect the second week of this to be really similar. A bunch of tournaments, gear enhancement, dungeon divers, and yeah, that's what I'd be expecting. Looking to this Heroes Path, let's take a look. So this Heroes Path really gives a clue to what sort of event it's going to be. It's running from Friday until Monday morning. So yeah, they don't say anything. There's no info shared about this yet. But this will definitely be the summoning event for the weekend. Gear Hunters as well, Dungeon Divers. We've got one here. There isn't another one showing up yet. I would not be shocked if this Heroes Path event also included Gear Hunters, if it had Dungeon Divers in there. And then we'd see another Dungeon Divers next week. That would be my expectation. So I think most likely this Heroes Path is going to be Dungeon Divers and Summoning Shards. So there you go. Again, this was leaked that there would be a Heroes Path event for Leonardo. Which would be very, very big. So this could well be it, and that it will be part of the Titan event as well. Might be for Leo. Obviously, we haven't had an event yet for Raphael, so we'll see what Plarium will do, how they will assign these champions. Will it be Raphael in a Hero's Path? Will it be a Leonardo? We just don't know. I'm expecting it to be a very expensive Hero's Path, because they could easily include souls for... I don't think they gave us a soul for Donatello yet, did they? Maybe they did. Maybe there was a Titan event for him. Yeah, there was. So we've got Donatello, we've got Michelangelo, but they could do Leo with his soul. That would be very expensive and pretty darn tempting. They could do Raphael with his soul. They could throw a soul in for April, who's part of the Titan event. I don't know. They could do lots of stuff. So who knows? But I'm definitely watching that hero, the hero's path coming up at the weekend, pretty nervously. And then I would expect a deck of fate the following week. And the deck of fate, seeing as we're having summoning shards and probably dungeon divers, the deck of fate is pretty likely, I think, to be summoning soul stones and champion training. That's a pretty common one. They could also do summoning soul stones and gear enhancement, rolling up gear. I don't know. But yeah, I think Soul Stones is a big. I've been saving like crazy, so I'm prepared for it. That's fine for me. But yeah, for you guys, I definitely be prepared for a soul event. I mean, it's something we've been talking about for the whole time, really. That there probably be one of the turtles would be up for shards, and one of the turtles probably up for soul stones. So yeah, that would be my expectation for sure. Let's take a quick gander at the Titan event, and then we'll talk about CVC. So the Titan event, as it's happening right now, what are the rewards? So milestone 1, the rewards, pretty terrible, but they're very easy to get. Milestone 2, we've got this epic relic up for grabs. Kind of worthless in my opinion. Like, it's okay. It's an okay budget relic for like a Mithrala. Gives you accuracy, gives you turn meter when your allies are affected by crowd control. It kind of fits perfectly with Mithrala. She wants accuracy and she can remove debuffs, so it's kind of great. Not that many champions that really would love this. And again, you're competing now with legendary relics, you're competing with mythical relics, and they're just adding more and more of those as well. So I just find it becomes really difficult unless they're exceptional, like the Perch Shadow or the Arachnelixir. Unless you got exceptionally good epic or rare relics, you don't end up using them too much. Again, my sort of opinion on the relic system, don't really like the whole rarities for the relics. It's a bit pointless, but hey, it is what it is. Milestone 3, there's a Primal Shard, that's okay, and a few little bits. Milestone 4, there's some more substantial rewards. It's decent. And an avatar frame. So a unique avatar frame. This will be the only way to get it. It's pretty cool. You've got a bunch of shuriken on it. Yeah, I think it's quite a neat little avatar frame, but obviously very optional. And then Milestone 5 is the big one. Lots of good rewards, including a random legendary shaped gemstone. They're okay. I actually don't think these are that good, really. It's again the mythical gemstones that you really want. A lot of the legendaries are kind of like, is it that? Is there a point? I don't know. Bit weird. But April O'Neil, the actual champion, is up for grabs. So I really think you can ignore this Titan event entirely, basically. You know, do 300 points should be pretty easy. You might even do 300 points by accident, honestly, and get some rewards along the way. You could do 600, get a primal, you know, do any little bits for a few extra rewards. But I really think that, you know, like avatar frame is super optional, right? There's no player power towards doing that. It's just for swag. So you're pretty chill unless you're going all the way for April. So you're either going, man, I might dip in for 600 points or so, maybe a few extra, maybe a few less, depending on how I feel with the events. Or you're going, I'm all in for 1500. I think at a 1750 total, which is going to make it very intensive. You're going to have to do almost everything. Yeah, I would also expect not only a summon event this weekend, the Deck of Fate could be a summon event for next weekend. Not this one, but next one. That could happen. I expect the Deck of Fate maybe to be midweek, though, and there to be another summoning event the following weekend that will be part of this Titan event. Probably what I will do, I mean, unless the Hero's Path this weekend has nothing to do with a guaranteed turtle, I'd be surprised. It could happen, though. But I would be aiming to get, I think it's very, very, very likely that guaranteed turtles are coming during this Titan event. You do the events for the guaranteed turtles. They're going to be super expensive. You do the regular dungeons and stuff. And then you look to try skip whatever the extra summoning event will be. I think there's almost definitely going to be one. And that will be almost your 250 points skipped if you skip that summoning event and you try to prepare for the next fusion, which is probably the Halloween fusion. They tend to be kind of bad Halloween fusions, ironically. But hey, it is what it is. But yeah, that's probably the best strategy overall. So just double check the Titan event news. It should be 1750. Double checking before we look at CVC stuff. Yeah, 1750, but you need 1500. Pretty likely the summoning event on each weekend will be about 200 points. So yeah, you kind of can skip one major event and you're basically out. So you're basically out of stuff you can skip. So it's rough. So it depends. Are you going for April or not? Like I said, if you end up going for a guaranteed Leonardo and a guaranteed Raphael, which I think are pretty likely, you're going to be doing a lot of this event anyway, so it might not be that much extra work to get the April. Is she worth it though? That's a big question. For me, I'll get her. I am going to go for it because she's new, she's unique, there she is. But I just don't think she's all that good. And Plarium has confirmed, guys, I think you might have seen it. We've been talking about it almost since she came out. After she was out for a week or two, people started discovering that the Nullify debuff works against Fire Knight, works against Ice Golem, probably some other bosses as well, and it disables stuff they do. So, for example, Nullify stops the Ice Golem from doing his counterattack and reviving his minions, which makes him. Well, I mean, that's basically the only thing he does, so it makes him super easy. I think it stops the Fire Knight from putting his shield back up. Plarium confirmed earlier today, officially to the content creators, that this is a bug and it will be changed. Not a surprise. I'll be honest. It's not a surprise. So, yeah, a similar sort of thing happened with Enfeeble back in the day. So, yeah, so that won't work for much longer. But hey, if you got to use it for a little bit, cool. I hope you had some fun because it's kind of crazy. But yeah, people not liking her too much. I don't like her too much. I don't think she's great. I think her best spot is probably sort of faction war stuff. A bit of her issue is she's got lots of turn meter pushback effects. But turn meter pushback doesn't work against enemies who've stone skin. And turn meter pushback makes Marius destroy your whole team, which kind of sucks. And yeah, like she has a 50-50 to use this skill on a target when they get an extra turn or instant turn. That's okay, but it's still a 50-50 at the end of the day. 50% of the time, it just doesn't work, and you're screwed. I don't love it. And then we've got, the turn meter pushback and increased accuracy. That's really good for, Faction Wars hard. But then the seal debuff disables masteries and gear sets. I don't think any of the enemies in Faction Wars hard have masteries or gear sets, which I do think is kind of weird as well. I kind of feel like, why do enemies in wave-based content not have gear and masteries and stuff? It is what it is, though. So, yeah, I don't think she's that good. Her A1's insane. She's got a great A1. But I don't love the rest of her. I think she's okay, but she's definitely not a must-get champion. I'm going to get her just because she's unique. If I do happen to randomly pull Shredder, then at the end of it, again, I don't think he's too crazy or anything. But if you do get all of them, I think you get a free mythical relic. You get the Zibia's Servitude relic, I think, for free, plus some other stuff. So you do get some cool stuff if you do it all. You get this one for free, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think April is a must-get. But I think if you're going to be going for a guaranteed Leo and a guaranteed Raphael, assuming that they will drop during this Titan event, which seems very likely, you'll be getting most of the points anyway. But yeah, I kind of figure, why not go for it and get her? That's what I'm going to do, but it's not necessary. If you're low on resources, you can just save up for the next big event. I don't think missing April is really going to hurt you that much. I don't think missing Raphael would hurt you that much really either. I do think missing Leonardo would hurt. I think Leo is noticeably better than everything else in this event. He's super sick. Yeah, very strong for Arena, and he's actually really good for PvE stuff as well. So he's cool. I mean, like, give him Lightning Cage, a high level Blessing Lightning Cage in Arena, and he's going to have like Lightning Cage protected Stone Skin buffs, Lightning Cage protected Unkillable buffs. He's going to be really freaking annoying to deal with. I'll tell you that right now. So yeah, I think he's very good. Now, we also have CVC coming tomorrow with a summon event. This is not personal reward CVC. It's just a chill CVC. I'll be streaming though. So when this tournament goes live, I'll see you guys for a stream. As always, we'll hang out for a couple of hours. We'll be chilling. We'll be chatting. We'll probably be doing a lot of Minotaur, building up Donatello. I've got Donatello. Yeah, I can actually show you. I've got for Minotaur, I've got Donatello, Amok as well, this new Toad. So I've got a few champions I need to, work on and get into some teams. So that'll be kind of fun. Yeah, we'll just hang out. We'll have fun for CVC. And we do have a summon event coming with it. So going into this, this summon event, obviously we've just talked about there's a hero's path coming at the weekend. This right here is a terrible time to pull shards. These will not be part of any event. They'll be part of CVC, but it's not personal rewards. It won't tie into the Titan event. It's a terrible time to pull shards. That being said, there's a couple of really, really good ones in here. So a couple of big ones, Losin, Colette, and the easy winner, Volcanos. These are faction unity. These are not in the regular summon pool. They're only available during these particular events. I'm not a huge fan of Losin Kaleth. I think he's okay. He's one of the bigger disappointments for me, actually. This move is insane. It's like one of the best moves in the game. It's crazy. But the rest of his kit to me is kind of meh. To me, he's a champion who's much more annoying to fight against in like Faction Wars Hard than he is to use. I don't think he's crazy useful, but he's still a faction unity. I just personally think he is one of the weaker ones in the player's hands. So he's okay, though. I mean, you could go for him. Miles better, though. Volcanos is so much better. This guy, I don't know why he doesn't have a 5 in arena. Like, come on, dude. This guy's super, super busted, right? You get him one demon spawn ally. That's the crazy thing. All he needs for arena is one demon spawn ally. And then you give him, he does need a bit of the incinerate blessing to up the damage of his HP burn. But if you do that, get him incinerate, get him one demon spawn to go with him. Whenever an enemy receives the buff or has turn meter increased, 50-50 to burn them. And then if they've got burn, he's a 50-50 to explode it, which then does splash damage to the enemy team. They can't resist these burns. They can't block these burns. It's just kind of disgusting. You can just sit back and watch enemy teams kill themselves. Like a Sifi places 3 buffs and turn meter boosts. Boom, their whole team just melts. It's really stupid, to be honest. Sorry, it actually increases to a 70% chance with books for this stuff to happen. 70% chance. It's really stupid, honestly. But yeah, I mean, he is insanely strong. And because he only needs one demon spawn to do it, he's very easy to make extremely busted in arena. Like, you could easily pick, like, very commonly I'd see it in arena. Someone, like, comes in, they drop in a Duchess, and they drop in a Commodus. And you're like, okay, either I ban the Commodus and I have to deal with Volcanos with Duchess, or I ban Volcanos and I still have to deal with Commodus. That's horrible, right? So yeah, he is exceptional. He also is pretty cool. So he's got his whole I'm OP in PvP thing going. He's also pretty cool as just a damage dealer for like Hydra and stuff like that. If you combine him with another burn champion, he can do some really fun stuff. Start stacking up loads of ignore defense, hitting really hard. He can do some really cool stuff in a pure as a damage dealer in some other modes too. Obviously for demons only in faction wars, he can start placing block revive and stuff. It's really busted. So yeah, he can do some insane stuff. Yeah, it's his one faction. It's similar to Fina, right? Where even if you give them just the one faction ally, they're still doing enough that they're kind of busted. It's the same thing here. And they obviously go crazy with the 3 faction allies, but just one unlocks their potential, which makes them a lot more flexible compared to faction unity champions that really do need an entire faction team. So he's extremely good. They're the 2 big ones. Again, the length of the lines gives you my thoughts on it. Then we've got some others. I'll put these in yellow. Like, they're okay, but I really don't think it's a good time to pull a shard. So Calvalax is great with the Arachne Elixir. He puts out loads of poisons, which is extremely good for Arena at the moment. Arachne Elixir, he puts out 4 poisons. He's got really high base attack. He'll do crazy damage with Arachne Elixir. Build him like Pinpoint Set or Feral if you can to protect from Polymorph. Build him loads of attack. Arachne Elixir, loads of accuracy, job done. He just wipes out enemy teams, unless they got Stone Skin. But yeah, so he's very, very good. Not a great time to pull him. Mad Hatter, he's a great champion as well. I love Mad Hatter, but he's a recent fusion. You probably have him already. And again, it's not a time to pull shards, I think. And Cora, she's good too. I put the relatively similar value. She's really cool because she can protect your main damage dealer from crowd control, which is extremely powerful. And yeah, she's just generally solid as well. And she combines with White King Narcisse. So she is good. I put them fairly similar. I probably use Calvalax almost more than Ancora. Well, probably a similar amount, actually, for Arena. Giath, I do not like at all. I think Giath is just bad. Sorry, guys. Every time I say it, people say they love Giath, but she's a mediocre champion. When I say she's bad, she's not unusable. She's got a place, but she's like a mid-game champ. She's a decent mid-game champion for like mischief tanking in Hydra. She'll do a bit of damage. She'll mischief tank. She'll help you stay alive a bit. She's okay, but she's not amazing. She's a mid. She's mid. She's mid. Not worth pulling for. Narcisse, Georgid, Hegemon. Hegemon, very like Calvalax. Georgid is good. and Narcisse is good. They're both kind of niche. All the knights are effing. Hegemon, I think, probably is the most unique because he gets that instant turn, really good against speed meta. He's definitely a champion you want in your account. It's so useful for arena. Georgette, he's got the whole ignore stone skin, big damage stuff going on. I just think that he's very strong, but they're constantly adding more damage dealers. I know on my account, I've got more damage dealers for arena than I'm capable of using. I've got too many. I've got too many amazing damage dealers, which dilutes their value somewhat. Narcisse I have. Again, I feel like his damage is a little bit low in the modern game. He doesn't have crazy damage. He's got good damage. He's very strong against champions with shield. That's sort of his whole point. He sort of counters champions with shield. He combines very well with Ancora. You'd almost always run them together. He's great, but yeah, I think that, again, there's just been so many crazy damage dealers added, or bad damage dealers buffed to be good, that he's not a must-have champion, I think, anymore. I put these guys a little bit higher. They're not really that far behind Hegemon. Yeah, I'd probably be putting Hegemon and Calvalax because of their unique anti-speed stuff. They're the only two champions that really do something like that. So I think they have probably the most value. I put them equal to Mad Hatter. He's probably the best PvE. And yeah, something like that feels about right. The Cheshire Cat, the next day, Cheshire Cat, he's very good. He's a great damage dealer. I like him a lot, actually. So this is, I guess, the Demon Spawn day. So he comes in. What I like about him, he has saves himself from dying and gives himself block damage. So he can be a real pain to kill. He does lots of good damage. Big damage. I like him a lot. He's great for Hydra and stuff as well. Maybe I'm overrating him slightly, but he is very good. I put him somewhat similar to these guys. Yeah, pretty similar to like Narcisse or Georgette. Maybe a tiny bit ahead of them, honestly. Gracchus, not a fan of Gracchus. He's a disappointment. When I read this guy on paper, I was like, man, this guy's super cool. Guys, he's really similar. What was the fusion? It's just finishing. The dwarf guy, Granite Doorkeep. He's a spirit damage dealer, with block buffs and decreased defense. That's what Gracchus is. I think Granite's probably better. Granite has more stuff in his kit. Gracchus has block damage, which is cool. And he's got a passive damage boost for your team, which is good. But part of the problem with him, he's got like this ignore defense. This is like a double hit. This move is ignore defense. You would think, ooh, this guy is a pretty good damage dealer, right? The problem with him is damage is absolutely terrible. So yeah, he can definitely open up like Demon Lord stuff with block damage, I think. I haven't seen anyone do it, but I'm sure that it's out there. Like, people just don't really care about Demon Lord anymore. So I don't know, but I found Gracchus was a real disappointment. He looked like he was a champion with utility, defensive buffs, offensive buffs, and good damage and damage boosting. He looked like he had it all, and then he came out and his damage was pants. So it was like, oh, he doesn't have it all, actually. So yeah, he definitely needs some love, honestly. He could do with a buff, is my honest opinion on him. Preva, Duchess, very good, both of them. I'd rank both pretty highly here in this list. Preva, I think, is more PvE focused. She's got like a single target revive with a reset, but low turn meter, big heal, increased defense, increased speed. She's got some fun debuff stuff and turn meter boosting, which is kind of cool, actually. I think she's a really solid like PvE reviver. I don't think she's quite as good in PvP. Duchess, I think, is better in PvP. And yeah, she sort of maintains usefulness. She's not top tier anymore, but she's still good. She's still viable. You see her for time to time. I definitely think that, Volcanos has also really helped her because she fits very, very well with him. But yeah, she's just, she's a great champion. And the Perfect Veil is really useful now for Chimera trials and stuff as well. So she's really solid. She is, she's not, I think at one time I would have said she's the best champion in the game. I don't think that's true anymore. Like, Star Sage Galathier is sort of Duchess 2.0, really. He's like, just way better, right? Best reviver in the game is Galathier. Duchess is a decent chunk below him, but she's still fantastic. I would love to have her, but yeah, I'd probably go for Duchess slightly over Preva. Yeah, I would, I think. Chalco is great. Beneathweight, no, and Krutraxa, no. So touching on those really quickly, Krutraxa is very old, big single target damage, but she's old, guys. She's old. She really needs a buff. Hopefully she'll get one at some point because she's such a visually cool champion. Very outdated. Very, very outdated. Beneathweight did get a buff before. Not amazing. What he does do is block revive. with everything. You give him a Soul Reap Blessing, the Soul Reap Blessing will kill them. Potentially any relics that do direct damage in the future will kill people, that sort of thing. So he's got kind of, it's a really cool passive. Now his damage isn't amazing and he's pretty squishy. But yeah, you see him from time to time. He's very niche for arena. He's okay. He's not a champion you'd be using your Void Mercy on. Just not. So there you go. As you can see, this for me is a pretty low rated event. I think this is not an event I'd be chasing. I think if you're a whale and you don't have Calvalax or Hegemon, then sure, for arena, someone with thousands of dollars of spare money burning a hole in their pocket, sure, might go for it. I think for a more regular player, Volcanos is interesting. If you are close to Mercy on your Sacred Shard, for instance, trying to pop a Volcanos might be worth it, but just make sure you have enough shards to be ready for Hero's Path at the weekend. That's the key thing. That's the key. Yeah, that's really all I've got to say, right? Is, Volcanos, he's stupidly good. He's absolutely one of the best champs in the game. Well worth going for. Very exclusive. But you have a really low chance to get him. Don't waste loads of shards chasing him. Again, if you're close to Mercy, maybe pull one and go for it. If you've got several $1,000s, or you want to remortgage your house, yeah, go for it. Sure, you do you, man. But for most of you, 99% of you, probably just save up for a guaranteed Leonardo is the smarter thing to do. So there you go. That's everything we've got. Let me know what you think about all of this stuff. There's a lot happening this week. Obviously, the big question is going to be later in the week. We'll probably get news on Thursday, I would guess. After CVC ends, it'll probably be, okay, here's the news on the Hero's Path, right? So yeah, I'll see you guys for the CVC stream tomorrow. We'll see what happens on Thursday with this Hero's Path. Is it going to be that guaranteed Leo? Or have they swapped it for guaranteed Raphael? Maybe it's not guaranteed anything. I think it might be. Ooh, game is down for maintenance. Grand. Cool. Guys, perfect timing. I'll see you all next time. They're still trying to sell me packs even if the game's down for maintenance. Who knew? Anyway, guys, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.